Hey everybody, Ralph Havens here. And I guess I had some of the, I mean, I did. I've had the best teachers of all. And probably one of the first ones was my stepdad, but in a funny sort of way, because, I was reading a book that one of my coach I'm using right now, recommended. And he was going through his acknowledgments in the beginning, and one of his big ones was his dad, because his dad worked really hard and struggled a lot and figured a lot of stuff out and left a corporate job and then started out on his own. And he got to see how persistence and hard work and having a good spirit and good mind paid off. So he was acknowledging his dad. And the thing is, a lot of people don't have that kind of role model. And one of my biggest teachers was my stepdad, because he didn't do that. He was modeling failure and devastation and sadness and despair and blame and criticism and victimhood and everything else that was all the non-success secrets. And but he was one of my big teachers, because I was like, I don't want that, man. And so for some reason, I was led to the best teachers, the best. And sometimes I look back and I go, wow, why did it take so long to find that teacher? Like some of the stuff I'm using now, if I would have had this 20 years ago, 30 years ago, oh my God, shortcuts, shortcuts, shortcuts. But then there was also a benefit from not having some of the stuff I have now, because I had to go through and learn a lot of stuff about healing a physical body. And I'm a product of my product. I mean, I no longer have teeth that are falling out of my head with terrible cavities every six months. That's been gone for over 20 something years. And I no longer have anxiety or sweaty hands or terrible terrible fears that were so hard to work through. And so I'm a product of my product. And not everybody has a good upbringing and a good role model. And I know some coaches that I work with that say, you know what, just work with the winners. Just work with the winners, the ones that already have success, the ones that have already figured things out, and they're just a little bit stuck. And because you'll get just fast results. And yes, that's true, fast. But I'm a product of my own product of coming from a place where it wasn't modeled. Winning was not modeled. Winning was not modeled at all. And what I've seen is there is a way to come from that place and have success and healing and a good life. And the thing is, Jen has said this, she's half joked about it for years, that if they just do what you say, they'll get their health back, they'll get well and get happy. And it's true. And it's because it's where I've been and where I've been with my clients. And I was thinking back of one of my teachers is my Qigong master, Ming Tong Gu. If you don't know him, chicenter.com, CHICENTER.com. He's amazing. And I literally just did 2 hours and 40 minutes of my own inner work, my own Qigong, my own processes that I use for my clients and that I show you guys and tell you guys about. And it's because I'm dedicated to the process, because it works and it does really big things for me and my family. And it's brought us from devastation to success and health and happiness and the real important things. And years ago, I was in my physical therapy practice, integrated manual therapy practice in San Diego, 5 therapists working for me, busy, busy, busy. And I had a little client. I say little because she was maybe 5 foot tall, a retired nurse. And she looked literally like Yoda. She was Yoda. And she came in and she said, Ralph, you've got to meet this Qigong master. He's from China. He's like really, really powerful, this master Qigong teacher. And for weeks and weeks and maybe months it went by, and she says, you gotta go, you gotta go. He's doing a healing circle every single week at this time. And finally I went, and it was so powerful. I actually got up and left halfway through it because I thought it was something weird was happening. I'd never felt anything like that ever in my life. And I was already used to doing energy work and healing work, big work for people. And I was like, something's weird. This is dark, this is not good. but I checked in because I knew how to feel my own body and my own body rhythms and energy. And it was like, oh my goodness, this is like connected straight to spirit. This is massive for healing. And so I started going every week, but I wasn't doing much of the processes on my own. And every couple of, every 2 or 3 times a week, my little Yoda client would come in and go, have you done your Qigong? Have you done your Qigong? And she was doing it twice a day for about probably 30 minutes to an hour, twice a day. And she kept on me and she kept on me. And I was really, really, really busy. I didn't have time for stuff. And I still don't have time for wasted stuff. I do not waste time. And so I started going, and I started going more, and I started going to 3-day events, and then more 3-day events, and more 3-day events, and got to be really close with my Qigong master, and did it. And now it's like a practice. It's part of what I do, and it's what I do in the morning. And one of my clients told me just yesterday in an email, she said, thank you for doing what you're doing. You know, because I was telling her my processes, because she's a healer, and we're developing her to bring her work to the world. And she said, thank you, because the secret of this for me is to do it all day long, to do it every day, to do it in every moment. And it gives access to spirit, or whatever that is, that where the healing really comes from. And one of the keys, one of the big keys is there's a big difference between knowing a lot of stuff and actually doing it. And, you know, when I think back of the people, my clients that have the big successes and that overcome severe chronic illnesses and chronic injuries and chronic pains and chronic anxieties and overcome them, and the entrepreneurs that really crush the imposter syndrome and the fears and the anxieties and start to really get what they want and see some big wins instantly, and then do the work and keep on doing the work and just grow and let it transform them. The thing that I've noticed is they're doing the work and they're showing up. They're doing the work and they're showing up. And they're not just understanding it or knowing it and then passing on to the next thing to do, or, you know, keep being frustrated or scrolling through Facebook or worrying about a virus or who's the president. They're doing it, man. They're doing it. And one of the biggest blocks to doing your work, to finding your teachers, to doing your stuff, is the inner stuff, the mental, the emotional, the spiritual stuff, the stuff that I was bogged down with because of my past, because I had seen my dad fail and my mom fail. And it's like I had to leave all that behind, literally, and help the people that really wanted help, and let go of my parents who didn't want help, and let go of the people that don't want help. But the biggest key is to see who wants to go clear this deep stuff that's in them, whether you're an entrepreneur or someone dealing with a chronic anxiety thing or fear, or why don't you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, or what's with, you know, having no money and, you know, despair and just not getting off the couch and just scrolling through some more Netflix or the screen. You know, if you really want to do something, first step is to clear this inner stuff. And the next step is to do something, to start moving. And so that's what I noticed this morning as I was getting ready to start my day, is that there is a way to get your health back and to get truly happy and to use spirit and to have a business and to do what you want to do in the world and have a good life. And if that's you and you're ready to make a decision to say, you know what, I'm going to do it, really do it. There's no try, like Yoda says, it's do it or do not. At least you can make a decision, you know, because the decision is made subconsciously, even if you don't make a decision. But then something starts to roll, and the stuff that's inside can be looked at and cleared, those blocks to all that stuff. And so what was I going to do? Oh, so what question? So there's a thing I'm going to give you right now that's a really cool way to jumpstart the whole thing. So if you want to jumpstart this whole thing and really rock it out and get the universe and spirit and God having something happen, what you can do is just drop into your heart, even if you don't know what that means, and just ask a question. What might my question be? And then just let go. And sit with that for a while. One of the things most people do not want to do, or the most fearful of doing, is to sit in silence. And just notice. And then when you're called to action, you might want to write it down and start to get your plan and do it. Do it. You do it. Do it. Do it. Just do it. A little later today, I'll probably be doing another Facebook Live or sending an email out to my group, because I'm going to be doing something really big this Sunday. Really, really big for people, for you, if you want, for healing this deep inner stuff that's in the way of success and happiness and money and love and getting what you want. So look for that. And if you want to be on the email list that's going to be about that, it's ralphhavens.com/crush imposter syndrome. ralphhavens.com/crush imposter syndrome. And I'll be emailing out about it. It's going to be happening Sunday. So have a great day. I'm going to go get to work, and let's get out there. Let's heal yourself and heal the world.